So during the jet age of the 50s, faster was better. It was all about planes. It was all about jets. Just coming out after the war. Proud to be an American. Our jet fighters were out there protecting this country. So the automobile industry decided to emulate jets because it represented strength. It represented America. So they incorporated in a lot of their designs, a lot of the trims of the vehicles. It wasn't really about safety until the mid-50s to later 50s that they got into that, but it was mostly about speed. Everything was faster, better, and a lot of these cars look like they're going down the road even when they're sitting still. The spears on the sides, the spears on the hood or the trunk, the little targets on the front. Nice little touch. Hey, it's Danny from the all-new Jordan Buick GMC in Moosic. We have a 56 Buick Roadmaster in front of us here. There's not too many of these cars around. This one just happens to be a 4-door hardtop. This car has been judged nationally to be the best in the country. The best. This car is an automatic. It has power windows, if you can believe it. Back in 1956, they had power windows, power seat, power steering, power brakes. It even has a power antenna. A lot of this design is from the jet fighter age. You can notice the chrome airplane on the front, the bullets. Everything has pointies with the little parking lights on the front. This little, looks like a target with the little eye in the center of it. I mean, that's classic. The ports on the side, characteristic of a Buick. 4 ports indicate that it's an 8-cylinder. If it was a 6, it'd have 3 ports on the side of each fender. This one happens to have the wide white walls on it with the full caps. The cheaper versions just had dog dishes, that they were called, with the center cap. This has the chrome spears on the trunk, imitating the jet fighter age of the era. It has dual exhaust. And again, this has been voted and judged the best in the country. And you don't have to take my word for it. There are multiple trophies on the right side of that vehicle that John will probably show you as soon as I'm finished here. Some of the trophies on the dash here are from the AACA Senior and National Awards. The dash is padded. Another safety feature. They were metal back then, so they figured a little bit more protection. This vehicle also has seat belts in the front. Oh, the radio. So some of these radios back then had pre-selector switches. The inexpensive ones did not have. You just had the tuner dial that you would tune into an FM station. But this one in particular has a Wonder Bar. Now the Wonder Bar is a piece of chrome. It's just above the radio. It's part of the radio that you would push it, and it's actually a seek feature and would seek a radio station until it comes to one. It would stop. You didn't like that station, you'd hit the Wonder Bar again, and the needle, the little orange needle, would move across until it found a station. Pretty interesting back then. The interior is vinyl and fabric in this. I believe that the interior was redone on this vehicle. There was a lot of chrome on this vehicle. This is a 2-tone paint. The roof is a turquoise. The rest of the body is a medium green metallic. Great color combination. I have never seen one in this condition. I have seen these cars out before, but never in this condition. And this car has been invited to the concourse d'Elegance down in Florida, and it has won trophies down there. You have to get invited to that down there. Another little tidbit, these headlights, way back when, they're T3 headlights. They don't make them anymore. These were the originals. They do reproduce them, find old, new old stock. They may have them around. But when you're judging a car, the judges look for things like this to make sure that it says T3 on them. Another thing they look for is the tires. Does it have bias ply tires on there compared to today's radial tires or steel belted tires? They didn't have steel back then. The ride was okay. Wasn't great, but it was okay. What's it like to drive? I don't want to say it's like driving your father's Buick, but it's like driving your father's Buick. It's big. It's a solid car. When you open up the door, you know the door is closed. Actually, when you drive this vehicle, you feel safe in it, even though it doesn't have a lot of safety features, but you still feel safe just because of the mass of this vehicle. But all this chrome, I believe, has been redone and sent out re-chromed, polished, and put back on the vehicle. There's no pitting on it. The trim around the roof is stainless steel. That's all been polished. But this vehicle has been stored in a climate-controlled garage for most of its life. It originally came from California. One side we have GMC truck. This side we have the best, the Buick Roadmaster. This was the best of the best back then. So this was a family car. If you had a bigger family that had 4 or more children, they had the Buick Estate wagon. People would buy Buick Estates. Now I always talk about GMCs because I always say we're a GMC family. But on the other side of that, my mother always had Buick Estate wagons. Growing up, I can remember them with the wood panel on the side. But they were the best of the best growing up. I can remember multiple colors of Buick Estate wagons that we had growing up, and they had them back then. So if you had multiple kids or people liked the wagon, they would have Buick Estate wagons that they would be. But this would be for somebody with a little bit smaller family, or if they just like the design of it. Most people, when they bought Buicks back then, would stick with that brand because they were reliable, they had their own unique styling, and they were dependable. They do look powerful. So I don't know about people racing. These were more luxury. Same thing with Cadillacs. Cadillacs and Buicks were the luxury brand of General Motors back then, but each was trying to do their better than the other. Again, they had their own unique design, and with every year, there would be a body change or differences. They wouldn't be the same. So a 56 is different than a 57. Same thing and so forth going on. A 57 is different than a 58. So imagine today if they had to redo the body every year to be unique. I don't know if it'd be a good thing or a bad thing, but it'd definitely be a lot of work. Even these little vent windows. These are very great. Instead of putting the windows down with the power windows, you can just have a vent window. I think these are priceless. They don't make them anymore. So you need a little vent, you crack open the side window. This car also has aftermarket air conditioning that was put in it. Now the funny thing about this is the vents are not in the front for the air conditioning, they're in the rear deck lid on this particular vehicle. Now I don't know if it was aftermarket or original the way they came in the back, but I've never seen air conditioning in the back, the rear defrost, but I'm not familiar with that. I've never seen one with the air conditioning. They do have little slits here in the metal molding around front for the defrost on the front side, but I'm not sure. I've never seen air conditioning on the back deck lid on a vehicle like this one. And I know quite a bit, but I don't know that. That's dumb. So if any of our viewers know, send it in, tell me. I'm curious. So if you're in the market to buy a new car, a used car, or just stop by and look at the classic cars, because we always have something here. There's a 52 Pontiac convertible that's in our chute back there. We have the 52 GMC truck. We have the 56 Buick, but we're always bringing old vehicles down here, mainly because to get the wheels turning, to get them moving, to show them off to people. Stop down, browse. We're always here. We do have our hours. We're generally open till 7 or until the last person leaves, but somebody is always here. And if you come here on a Sunday and we're closed, you can peek in the window and you can easily take a look at the GMC or the Buick that's here out front. Or if you're interested in a newer used car, we have plenty of inventory. We have filled the real estate out front with vehicles. There are a lot of vehicles in the back that we didn't get to that need to get put out front. But there is a tremendous amount of inventory here if you're interested in a new or pre-owned vehicle. So thanks for checking us out. Check us out on the web, JodanBuickGMC.com. Catch you on the other side.
All right.